Hello, my friend. So, true story. About a year ago, I get back to the bicycle to unlock it and get back home, and I notice the back wheel is missing, and I'm like, okay, I guess this is the day when it happens. For a long time, I knew that either the whole bicycle will get stolen, or like the saddle will get stolen, or a wheel or something, and yeah, the back wheel is missing, and I'm like, damn. So I'm looking for a way to get home. I found a zip car, and as I'm walking towards the car, I noticed laying against the tree, there's my wheel, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? So I grab the wheel and I go and put it back, and I notice it's got a flat tire. When I look closer, it's a different freaking wheel, and I, and then I realized this poor bastard, some poor bastard, had a flat tire and decided, or had some sort of revelation, to change the wheels. So he must have been walking around looking for bicycles that are not properly locked, and yeah, decided to swap my wheel. And since then, I had like six flat tires, and it's such a nightmare. Obviously, it happens at the wrong time every single time. But yeah, finally yesterday, I decided to. It would be probably be a good idea to just get a new bloody tire and stop having to change the tubes all the time. But yeah, I guess the moral is don't try and fix things on the cheap, because a tube is basically £7, and a proper tire, it's like £40. Um, but yeah, in the end, trying to save money, I ended up spending a lot more. So whenever possible, buy proper stuff. But on a different topic, I'm looking for a particular type of keyboard, like a portable keyboard, and I just got on Facebook Marketplace, and the amount of keyboards that are being sold, like people are just giving them away, and most of the time the reason is because it's just been sitting there for a long time and not being used, and it's such a pity because playing a keyboard of any kind, whether it's a piano, an electronic piano, or even an electronic keyboard, like one of those plasticky ones, it's such a joyful activity. And I bet every single person who has initially bought that keyboard had they wanted to learn how to play it, and they've given up because it can be so daunting in the beginning. And I have a little something that I think might help people. Like, if you happen to have a keyboard at home and you're thinking about giving it away or selling it because you just can't get your head around it, I have something for you, and I'll put a sort of illustration, sort of animated image, a GIF or a GIF, whichever way it's pronounced, um, just to quickly illustrate how easy it is to at least figure out the keys. And there are 12 keys in which most of the songs, most of the songs are written in. And if you have a basic understanding of those, you can just go ahead and play along to pretty much any music that there is, at least the Western music. Um, and yeah, if you're stuck at the beginning, this will help you. At least it will motivate you to spend some time with the keyboard and try and figure out. Because even if you don't know much about it, if you just press some keys randomly, it still sounds good. Especially if you, even if you go and do like every other key. That's like the most basic sort of way of playing it, but even if you keep every other key and do this, and so on. And on top of that, there is this thing that I sort of came up with about 10 years ago. I mean, 10 years ago, I stumbled upon this idea that the keyboard is kind of symmetrical when you look at it from a very specific point, and that makes things even easier. But yeah, for that, if you know, there is this book that I printed back about 5 years ago, and it's really helpful when it comes to looking closer at the keys and what you can do with that. But just to begin with, I'll put this illustration in. So this is a set of 12 illustrations grouped together in a loop, and it's supposed to show how each key is different from the next by only one note. And also a little bit difficult to notice here, but each of these keys is a perfect mirror image of another one that on the circular fifths is sitting right across, which altogether makes things a lot easier. In the book, each of these 12 illustrations is also linked to a Spotify playlist where all the songs are in the same key, so it's a lot easier to start playing along and just figure out things from there. Similar to when you sing along to a song. If you play along, you'll eventually learn the song. There's a lot of stuff to be learned about a song, any song basically. But to be able to start playing straight away, I think is very valuable, and it will definitely help you. So yeah, I'll put the link to the website in the description, and I'm curious to find out how helpful this is to begin with. And give me a shout if you need any other explanation.